What's going on, YouTube? It's your boy Dermy Wormy, and I have, as of now, watched the 60th anniversary special for Doctor Who twice. I'm a masochist above all else, but when it comes to this honestly hurts. This honestly is not something that I want to do. This is not something that I wish I had to do, and it does hurt me to talk ill of RTD. Because I once respected this man above all else. I thought this man was going to do good work. I thought, he was probably playing a little bit of corporate politics and things like that. But this episode definitively stands that RTD does not care about Doctor Who anymore. RTD has no care for good storytelling anymore. And all that he cares about now is the message. Within this episode of Doctor Who, we have deconstruction of the Doctor above all else. We have recreating what the sonic screwdriver is actually capable of, giving it newfound abilities and making it just into a MacGuffin that can do whatever it needs to do when the time is required, such as creating holographic projections in order to inspect things, force fields, and also intercepting teleportation and summoning people wherever the heck you want to summon them. That legitimately happens. We also have focus on the message to an extreme degree in regards to Donna Noble's son, daughter, person, thing, Rose Noble, who used to be Jason, now Rose, okay, in the form of turning her into the most important thing ever, having a extreme focus on constantly calling her gorgeous, beautiful, gorgeous, 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 wonderful, gorgeous, 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 to an extreme, to a amount of times that I have never really recognized before. We have a entire diatribe of shaming the Doctor for assuming pronouns. I'm not kidding you. Assuming pronouns of an alien creature. We end up having a destruction of Donna and the Dr. Donna, changing what happened there and ultimately destroying the reason the Doctor left and the impact that episode actually had on us. Having the Doctor leave Donna because she would die and there was no way to actually save her without, suppressing her memory, to then inserting that, she could have just gotten rid of the abilities all along. And we're going to go through this all. Because trust me, this is not going to be a normal review. This is not going to be me going through moment by moment, scene by scene. This is me going to be going on a rant and a rave above all else. We start off basically with diatribe reminding us all about Dr. Donna. Well, not Doctor and Donna, reminding us what happened, how they left off. Them coming back together, memories and everything. We have weird moments. We mentioned that the Doctor is now concerned with. He's back in his old face. He's back in this face that he doesn't understand why. And yes, we have this wonderful scene right here of this whole moment. Episode starts, Star Beast, everything. Doctor then touches down back in London, doesn't know why, doesn't know where he is, begins walking around and immediately stumbles into Donna right away. Yep. Stumbles into Donna right off the bat. Not a build up, not a, oh my God, they might stumble. When are they going to stumble in each other? Right off the bat, stumbles into her. Then she begins to call for Rose. And of course, for those of you who were not aware that Doctor's son, daughter, person is going to be named Rose, and just magically hear the name Rose with David Tennant on the screen, you immediately begin to think, oh my God, it's going to be Rose Tyler. Rose Tyler's here. Why is Rose Tyler here? Nope. We have the introduction to the worst actor in the entire episode. Rose Noble. Yes, Rose Noble. Donna's son, daughter, person, thing. I'm not even going to be nice. Legitimately the worst actor in the entire episode. Yeah. And The doctor is immediately flabbergasted and amazed with how beautiful she looks, how gorgeous she is. Emphasis on always saying gorgeous and beautiful. As they are talking and everything, a spaceship begins to crash land. Donna, of course, is not paying attention at the time. Everybody's looking up. And as the spaceship crashes, lands down, everybody walks away. Donna doesn't notice. Rose ends up telling her, well, you didn't notice this time, and we must be off. And Donna then begins to chastise the doctor. I don't remember of what, and I just watched this. They walk away, and the doctor turns around to see Donna's new husband, calling for Rose and talking about them. I actually forgot about this. It's been a little while since I've watched the Dr. Donna seasons. I'm currently rewatching through Good Who. And it's weird to also say I'm watching through New Who, because this here is New Who. I'm watching through like David Tennant era Who and right now. And I haven't gotten into this, but at the end of the Doctors and Donna's run, at the end of David Tennant's run, Donna does get married to a taxi cab driver. This is the exact man. This is their relationship further into the future. They begin talking, chatting. David Tennant is trying to get to where the crash landing is. Dude here says, hey, all roads are locked off. The doctor uses psychic paper. Uses his psychic paper. For those of you who don't know what psychic paper is, it's paper that you can basically show a person to have them believe whatever you want. And he says, I am the master of, I believe, intelligence. I must get over there. I need your help getting there. Donna's husband then says, it doesn't say master, it says mistress. And we have a little laugh, noting that the psychic paper hasn't properly recalibrated yet. Trust me, it's going to continue, because this whole episode only lives to be a trans allegory. They begin moving off. Donna's husband begins to basically exposition dump above all categories of life and entertainment, telling us that at the end of a doctor's run, they won the lottery. Guess what? They bought a house. Donna donated it all because she wanted to do the right thing. That's the reason. They begin to talk. He ends up saying, I have these two wonderful women in my life. They're so gorgeous and brilliant. I love them. Head over to the crash landing. We have a news report talking about it. They get wiped up. Unit comes in. Doctor sneaks his way in, sits down, and we begin seeing the actual spaceship as it has not crashed, but perfectly landed. Interesting to note. Time moves on, and we get our introduction to our newest unit individual, whose name I'm not going to remember. But guess what? We can't have Davros be an evil guy within a life support system, but we can have a good girl in a wheelchair. Remember that. No longer can have evil people in wheelchairs, but good people in wheelchairs, that's all right. Because we have to bend down and raise up people. We can't show them in negative lights. We have to always show them in positive lights. By the way, this lady's going to come back, and I'm going to have a whole moment of it. Begin talking. We end up getting back to Rose and Donna as they are walking home. Rose's, I guess, neighbor boys or something like that begin riding by on bikes. By the way, Rose is apparently 15. This is obviously a 20-some-year-old. Anyways, the boys start riding by on bikes and begin calling her Jason, give us a kiss, Jason. Dead naming her, mentioning the fact that she's now trans and everything like that. Donna gets very uppity about it, begins saying that she's going to, tell her parents. Moving on. Get into the house where we see Donna's mom preparing meal for them. Donna then begins talking about food and stuff. Moving on. Anyways, Rose then walks out to her shed where she is doing work. And we have a nice little conversation of Donna with her mom, where Donna's mom begins saying, oh, she's such a gorgeous, beautiful woman. I love calling her gorgeous. Calling her gorgeous isn't sexist, right? I never had to call her gorgeous back when oh my God, she dead names him. She dead names the individual, mentioning again that she is trans, focusing in on the fact that she is trans. And Donna begins saying, hey, it's honest. Okay, you're trying. You're doing the right thing. Doing everything like that. And then they have a whole nice little talk and chat and saying, she's gorgeous, she's wonderful, and she's beautiful and everything. And Donna sits down and they begin having a whole conversation that I guess hasn't happened until now, 15 years later after the doctor has left, where she's talking about how, my life just feels very weird. There's like memories missing and stuff like that. And I don't feel like myself. I don't feel normal. I don't feel real. I don't feel like this. Again, hearkening on to the fact that this whole episode is a trans allegory. We're having Donna saying, hey, I don't feel like myself. I don't feel real. Okay. There's parts of me missing. I'm focusing in on that because that's all this episode is propaganda in the form of the message. The trans allegory message. That's all this episode is. Donna and her mom talk about feelings, talking about the past and everything, saying, hey, I already mentioned that. Things are missing, gone, whatever. End up cutting to Rose is now outside taking out her recycling as a random little neighbor boy who is actually a fantastic actor. I'm not lying. Legitimately, the worst actor in this entire episode is Rose. 100% an awful actor where you have her say, 9 million people will die. And that exact way. Monotone upon all else. No emotion whatsoever. Anyways, random little boy who's obviously 15 years old, if not younger, comes up to Rose and says, hey, Rose, alien crash landed, spaceship did. And guess what? There was a part that fell off and come follow me to it. And they run off to the escape pod that fell off. Obviously, it's open. Whatever was inside has since ran out and gone wherever it wants to go. Rose then says, I'm going to return and grab my phone. 15-year-old doesn't have her phone? Bullcrap. Total bullcrap. That is just you trying to get a justification for the next scene, which is Rose running around the corner. And by the way, that is a wonderful shot. Oh my God, so beautiful and gorgeous. Running around the corner and stumbling upon something moving within the trash. Moves over the trash, and guess what? It's the Meep! That's right, this is our alien for the episode known as the Meep. Okay? That's what it is named. Now, throughout all of Doctor Who history, whenever you see a new alien, a new creature, a new thing of whatever approach, you end up having this this thing where people usually freak out, maybe get startled, scared, whatever. No, instead, Rose immediately goes like, oh my God, you're so cute, oh, amazing car. Just immediately not scared. Okay, this is a human that has never seen an alien before, randomly walks upon one. Okay, great. Yeah, change that. I guess we could just show any alien now, but okay, moving on. Little boy begins to call somebody trying to get more people over, and guess what? More aliens show up. Oh my God, aliens that scare him. He runs away, and here is our look at our other group of aliens, which were called the, I don't remember. It starts with a W or an R, Worth soldiers. No, Roth soldiers. These are our Roth soldiers. By the way, I'm going to quickly pull this up. They have a very, no, I'll do it later. They have a very bug-like look to them. And I'm going to give you a comparison to what they look like from another sci-fi show. Time moves on. This is Doctor using a new function of the sonic screwdriver, being able to create a entirely unique and interactive screen so he can judge what's going on with the spaceship. Wheelchair lady rolls up to him and says, oh my God, you're the doctor. They begin having a lovely conversation. She introduces herself as a member of UNIT. They start talking about the actual spaceship and everything like that, interacting and stuff. By the way, lady can move her own leg. Like, she just moves her own leg, so I don't know why she's in a wheelchair. She's obviously not paralyzed from the waist down. They begin talking, chatting, and the doctor ends up bringing up, bringing up that he's changed faces and stuff, bringing up that he went from being a man in a bow tie, changing into a man from a bow tie, to a Scotsman, to a woman, and now I'm here. She says, you can't know that. That's the future. He mentions, hey, it is what it is. I just changed from that. I am now this. I am now me again. Regenerated back into an old face, and I don't know why. And they end up, diatribe, Oh, also mentioning exposition dump up the wazoo because he brings up yet again the doctor thing. By the way, I skipped over it all at the beginning, talking about the doctor's past and everything and why they had to separate. Yeah, he just brings it up again here, 16 minutes into the episode, giving us a full exposition dump of why he left the Donna, what was going on there. Now he's back. Now he's worried that she's going to remember. By the way, when he left because she couldn't see his face. Well, that's obviously changed. So they begin leaving. He leaves. She tells him to go. She's got it all under control. He doesn't fully listen. He does a doctor thing, gets on a back of a truck, drives off, and she sees it happen. Ends up walking over. They end up, wheelchair lady ends up leaving with a unit. Unit says, hey, we need to get in there. They take a good look at the way to get up to the top of the spaceship. And there's stairs. And they may do a whole thing of mentioning, sorry about the stairs. We will get up there and take care of it for you. Anyways, and here's a scene that I'm going to focus in on. Okay. So they get up to top, a whole unit of a unit of unit soldiers that are well-trained individuals capable of doing this. They apply this device here onto the door to help you force the door open. Here is the entire unit soldiers, all of them with hands on their guns constantly. Yet there is somebody applying this device here that we never see. Not once. We just know that they happen. Random individual presses button. Never see who does this. Shot very weird. Well, I just got to point that out. Nobody is there. Individual disappears altogether. So, door ends up opening, and they see a magic light. Oh, and the light then infects all of them. They get glowy, swirly eyes. They begin walking down, and they all start closing their helmets as they walk out. We then cut to Rose, who was, I guess, upstairs. I don't know why. Weird scene change. Anyways, we're back at Donna's house. Rose is walking downstairs, going out to the shed, hop over to the shed, and we get to the whole scene that some of you saw on Friday Night Tights. Others of you have probably not seen, but is a little cute, cuddly scene where Mapes all talking about, oh, look, I'm trying to make friends with these toys and everything like that. Oh, will you please be my friend? Will you please be my friend? Rose then sits down and says, no, they're just toys. See, they're filled with stuffing. She tears one open, pulls out a bunch of stuffing from inside of it. Meep goes like, oh my God, you pulled out its tummy. Yeah. It's supposed to be a very cute and cuddly scene. And then we get this whole diatribe of, well, listen, they're toys and stuff. And listen, Rose starts talking about how she doesn't feel normal. She feels like an alien. She feels different. She doesn't feel like she fits in here. There's something obviously wrong with her, and everybody always reminds her that there's something obviously wrong with her. Again, focusing in on the trans allegory, the fact that she's trans and she doesn't feel normal. She never felt normal. Just wait a few years. 40%. There's a good percent chance that you won't be around. Just gonna say. Okay. We move on. Donna begins to enter that room after Rose says, hey, you can't get in here. There's a do not move sign. And we get a whole scene from E.T. Because as Donna was coming in, Rose did mention, hey, go hide. Yeah. Hid very well. And Donna begins noticing and saying, oh my God, look at that one. That was your best one yet. It looks so real. It looks so fluffy and cute. And the person from Abu Dhabi that buys all your stuff will probably love this one. Pay a mint. As she begins to look at it, she then notices that its eyes kind of move. And I can't quite get that scene where its eyes moves a little bit. Donna then leans forward and pokes it in the eye, in which it begins to actually blink and respond. And Donna begins to freak out. Again, they completely changed how Donna's brain's supposed to work. She's not supposed to have any interaction with any alien technology whatsoever, or else the doctor will retake over and she will die. Forget how that works. They completely changed that in this episode. Doctor ends up touching down right outside her house. He begins running over as unit soldiers are also approaching. Meep and Donna begin freaking out. Meep calls it, just begins freaking out. Mom shows up. Also saying, hey, it doesn't exist. It's not real. None of this is real. You know, all this is fake. Knocks on the door, realizes that it's the doctor. Mom runs over and says, this is all your fault. You can't be here. Begins trying to keep him out. Freaking out continues. The doctor gets in and notices that there's a Meep. All sorts of craziness continues on. Donna's husband walks in and sees this outrageous thing. And I'm just rushing on over. More soldiers interacting. By the way, all these soldiers have helmets on, but this guy, because they want you to know that he is not white. He is the minority individual. He has his turban on, and he is, well, not white. Gotta have representation, right? They tell the other guys to go on. They're gonna be here. They for reassignment. They're getting what they need. The whole crew is now in Donna's living room, where the doctor is wrapping up the Meep's hand. Donna begins asking, like, what's going on here? Who are you? How is this all working? Doctor brings up, oh, I'm a friend of Neris. Those of you who don't know, Neris is a cat fight individual along with Donna. Okay? Donna and Neris have a rivalry. Anyways, moving on. Doctor then sits down, begins to, diatribe, talking about everything. Oh, they then begin to talk about Wilford, grandfather to Donna and everything. And they start saying he's no longer with us and everything like that. It's sad, he's no longer here. And the doctor begins to, mourn his passing, saying how much he loved him, how much he cared about him. He was a great friend of his. And as he's basically there willowing and mourning his passing, they end up basically chastising him, saying, he's not dead. He's living somewhere else now in a very nice spot. We couldn't afford to send him away. He couldn't deal with, he's too old. He couldn't deal with the stairs anymore. He's in a wheelchair. But now we couldn't afford to send him anywhere else. But UNIT came by and offered him a very nice spot. They're paying for it outright. Yeah. Yeah, give us this whole emotional moment. By the way, the actor that played Wilford has passed away. We get this whole emotional moment where the doctor is reminiscing about his passing and stuff. At the time of filming this, he has not died. But then they make fun of him basically for thinking that he died, even though they said, hey, he's not with us anymore. But nowadays, he is dead. He is long since gone. He has passed away and moved on. So you're now making fun of us for mourning his passing because he was a wonderful character and an awesome actor. Sorry about that. I had a burp. We end up cutting over here where the doctor then says, well, at least he's alive, moves on to start talking about the Meep and says, well, how are you doing, little, says something about, mentions he, says we need to look more into this guy, or says, how are you doing? Or I need to talk more about with him or something like that. And immediately Rose chastises him. And I'm trying to get back to the little bit of Rose. Rose chastises him for using the wrong pronoun, for assuming his pronouns, for assuming Meep's pronouns. Legitimately, Rose says, did you just assume its pronouns? And the doctor responds with, yes, you know what? That's a good point. Meep, please tell me, are you a he, she, or even a they? I am not making this up. This happens in the whole thing. Again, focusing in on identity, focusing in on gender politics, focusing in on the trans allegory and all that wonderful jazz. Propaganda over storytelling, stopping the whole story just to give you a whole diatribe of pronouns. And guess what? Meep responds with, my pronouns are Meep. And guess what the doctor says? Hey, I do the same thing. I am the doctor. Anyways, Meep then tells about Meep's whole history and story, talking about how his people were genocided because they were being hunted down for their luscious fur and everything by the wolf soldiers and turned into coats. And then the galaxy said, no, we can't be doing that. That's wrong. So he is the last of the Meep kind, trying to survive as the wolf soldiers are going around murdering his people. Again, this is exactly what is said. Decent. Doctor then says, you're a fashion victim. Everybody groans and he says, sorry, wrong choice of words. Anyways, they end up moving on, knock at the door. Doctor said, hey, listen, it's UNIT. I'm going to move on with them. I'm going to take Meep. We'll be out of your hair. Doctor opens the door, takes one good look at the unit soldiers, raises up his visor to see the swirling eyes, says, uh-oh, bad idea. Ends up closing the door, running away, and from behind, the war soldiers are there, breaking into the other side of the house. Yeah. So, shootout begins. War soldiers on one side, unit on the other side. Troops from all angles come down on this highway. Little boy's back, taking note of all of this, I gotta say. Only the little boy, though. Soldiers shooting at every angle. New ability shown by the sonic screwdriver. Like I said at the beginning, it makes force fields now. So, the doctor shoves one force field in on one side. Soldiers keep shooting the force field. Shoves another force field in on the other side. War soldiers keep shooting the force field. You are now shooting at something that you are not able to get through. You are not able to penetrate said force field. At this time, I will bring up, at this time. Later on, they show that the force fields will break. You want to sit here and tell me that both of these soldiers, one side is, even though they're under control, one side, brainwashed, whatever, one side is still elite soldiers shooting at a force field, their bullets not penetrating through. The other side, Worth soldiers, again, very powerful soldiers shooting at a force field. They're not able to get through. You're going to tell me that they're still wasting away their ammo? No, that doesn't happen. That doesn't work that way. Anyways, they end up moving on, getting all the way upstairs. More wolf soldiers behind the ones downstairs say Meep has made it up to the second level. Shoot their blasters. By the way, we'll talk about all this. Their blasters then break open a hole. They fly up, and now we get a good look at these soldiers. I'm going to pull something up, okay? Because these are all obviously insect-style soldiers. Don't look very well. You want to know what? Adam Soldier Spirit mentioned this, and I have to agree with him. They look just like this. They look just like the Rick and Morty Galactic Troopers. Galactic Council guys. Yeah. Don't they look just like the Galactic Council? Because I think they do. God. Real original, RTD. Real original. Anyways, force fields finally breaks down. Unit soldiers begin moving upstairs. Have another shootout between unit soldiers and the wharf. Doctor and the crew begin trying to escape through the attic. Little guy ends up looking out. More wolf soldiers show up. Doctor then mentions, hey, that this is the sonic screwdriver because he has a way to get out because they're trying to go 5 houses down in order to get into a taxi so they can escape. Yes, this is exactly what's happening. He then says, you want to know what it's good for, though? Busting through concrete. Granted, you end up having Donna's husband say, no, it's plaster or something like that. But still, I bring you to this. During the Empty Child, within the first run of RTD, when he came back and recreated this, there is, in the second part of the Empty Child storyline, the Doctor and Rose are stuck underground during World War II. The Doctor's trying to get through an area using his sonic screwdriver on concrete. Okay? He said it would take us hours to do that. Here, David Tennant just busts through it instantly. Man, gotta love continuity errors. Gotta love it. Gotta love the fact that the sonic screwdriver can do whatever they want, ignoring anything it could do in the past. Yay! RTD doesn't even remember what he created. Anyways, we move on. Donna, I don't remember what happens here. They're moving on 5 houses down, trying to get through, keep doing the same thing. Outside, there is a battle between unit. This random guy shows up again, you know, the minority guy saying, hey, unit soldiers have been turned against us. We must neutralize them. Okay, whole discussion about that. Major shootout outside. People shooting from all angles. Stuff happening. More soldiers come in. Doctors moving in from up top. All this is happening. Oddly enough, this dude, even with a headset on, doesn't wake up. Doesn't make sense. I'm pretty sure you could hear massive explosions and gunfire outside. I'm pretty sure you can hear that, especially because there's cars blowing up. No, apparently not. Apparently not. Anyways, we end up getting outside. They run over to the taxi, get inside. More war soldiers sit down. The doctor then randomly reaches over to one of the soldiers that's on the ground to feel his pulse. And he notices something. He gasps. War soldier turns around, begins shooting at them. They begin taking hits on the car. That becomes important. But no, there's no sign of the car blowing up. As they're driving away, the doctor mentions, hey, something's not adding up here. There's weirdness going on. We might have been misdirected. They fly away, get to an underground car garage. You Brits would call it a car park. Anyways, doctor pulls out the meep, randomly has a wig on. No, randomly pulls a wig out from his overcoat, puts it on and says, court's now in session, intercept teleportation device, and touches down 2 war soldiers. He uses a sonic screwdriver to teleport people over here. Sonic screwdriver can do whatever the heck he wants now. Has all sorts of power. It's just a MacGuffin. There's no rules. There's no nothing. It can do whatever the heck he wants it to do. So 2 war soldiers sit down. The doctor then invokes Shadow Proclamation 9 and B, I believe it was, and maybe 9 and C. I don't remember off the top of my head. No violence as long as he's in here. Everybody agree? Everybody agrees. Okay, that's what's going to happen. So then the doctor then begins to say, Exhibit A. Okay, you shot up the car. No singe marks, right? Donna, look. Yep, no singe marks. He then says that you shot a man. He was not dead. He was paralyzed. So your stun guns are just, your blasters are just stun guns. War soldiers then say yes and begin to tell their side of the story, where the meeps apparently are vicious individuals. Well, no, they used to be cuddly individuals, kind individuals that lived under the light of a living sun. That's right. Okay, living suns are a thing. But the living sun then went crazy, dealt with, I don't remember what the actual term was, like psychedelic sun syndrome is what it is. But because the living sun went crazy, it infected all the meeps. And the meeps went crazy, became vicious warlords, essentially, killed the Galactic Council by beheading them, and then ate them. They have taken care of all the last meeps, but this meep, which is the most vicious and cruel of the meeps, because it was their leader. After all this is done, the doctor then says, meep, defense, your rebuttal, and the meep shows its true colors, changing it from a cute, cuddly puppet into a CGI creature. Legitimately went from being a puppet, practical effects, always prefer practical effects, to CGI, pulls out a gun, and blasts the 2 war soldiers. Troops come flooding in, everything, funny moments, whatnot. The meat begins saying, I'm going to kill everybody, and says, listen, no. Donna responds with, I knew you were a monster this whole time. Meep says, hey, I was right. Yep, you believed all my lives, you and your weird daughter. Okay, yeah, mentions weird. Donna freaks out at that. The moment her daughter, son, person thing gets called weird, she freaks out. Everybody's about to die. Then the doctor says, stop, listen. I have 2 hearts. You have 2 hearts. By the way, the meeps have 2 hearts. Don't you think maybe I'm a plant from the war soldiers and stuff? Maybe you should take us in so we can be interrogated and everything like that, Try to figure out the truth. Meep falls for the thing. Doctor gets knocked out and they get taken away. Oh, by the way, apparently the meep's using what's called a double-bladed or something like that hyperdrive, which Doctor was about to say, I could give you a much better system than that because the double-bladed hyperdrive is about to then gets knocked out. Okay, I'm not lying. This is all what happens. Doctor wakes up in the back of the vehicle. Donna begins saying, who the hell are you? Doctor says, I'm just here to be here. More exposition dumping, whatnot. Moving on. Enter into the steel mill where the ship crashed down, but in reality, it planned to be here because it was going to get a bunch of well done work. Because all these guys here are under the control of the psychedelic sun syndrome. I guess that's what the meep can do, is harvest the psychedelic sun and put a bunch of people under its control. Okay, I guess. Anyways, well, they begin talking and everything. I don't remember exactly what happens. Meep says that he's going to take over the world, kill them all, fly out. Oh yeah, this is also where we get the dialogue of, I'm going to use the double-bladed hyperdrive to stab into the earth, because the reality of double-bladed hyperdrive feeds off the earth, utilizing its core and stuff like that, so that it can turn it into fuel and fly off, which will go about 5 miles all into London town and kill about 9 million people. 900 million people, something like that. 9 million people. We'll stick with that, probably something higher. We get that 9 million people from Robin, who again, Rose, who again says it like this: 9 million people. Monotone through the whole thing. They begin to say, the Meep then begins to take them away. They're going to be locked up and everything, and potentially killed, ignoring the fact that he brought them over here to be interrogated. Yeah, ignoring all that, by the way, completely. Anyways, they're in a lift. They're coming up the lift, and girl in wheelchair is there to save the day. Yep, girl in wheelchair, because she has a bunch of weapons in her wheelchair. She ends up saying that you guys need to get out of here. Doctor, you need to go stop the machine. She then turns around, shows off that she has rockets in her wheelchair, blasts through it, and says, Doctor, you go this way, everybody else go another way. Side note, when I was watching this the first time, along with Jed Hollywood Scholar, Adam Soldier Spirit, and everything like that, Soldier Spirit ended up saying she's going to have rockets in her wheelchair. Before any of this happened, guess what? She had rockets in her wheelchair. He predicted it. Before we even saw it happening, he called it. I have to give him credit for that. So everybody begins to run away. They get to this gateway. Donna stops, hugs everybody, says, I have to go help him. I have to go help the doctor. He can't do this alone. Says the doctor, locks them out, and runs off. And then the mom says, she called him the doctor, emphasizing that she knows somehow stuff's starting to happen. Stuff's starting to break through, right? Not fully, but time moves on. Doctor gets into the shuttle and begins trying to stop it. Donna shows up. He begins freaking out, saying, no, you can't be here. Doors begin to shut and everything because the Meep's trying to leave and everything. Meep activates the double-bladed hyperdrive, slams down into the ground as, everything's going on. Doctor's still struggling to stop it all. And then a bisecting cage drops down randomly. Randomly, the bisecting cage begins to drop. Only exists to do what happens next. Legitimately, there's no reason for this whole wall to be here. Nothing happens that requires this wall, but it happens solely for a narrative reason. That's the only reason this happens. It's a MacGuffin, again. So, Doctor says, I'll be able to shut it down from here. I need your help. Starts telling Donna what to do. Double-bladed hyperdrive gets initiated, slams down into the ground, and you start getting these flaming lines scatter everywhere, stopping in front of the family, by the way, moving all throughout the city, going down the street, apparently not killing anybody. Time is running out. Doctor has one last thing, though. He knows how to stop everything because they only have like 2:30 until launch. So 20 minutes and 30 seconds is my prediction till launch. Donna says, then just do it. Doctor says, if I do it, you'll probably die. Then he starts saying, basically, I'm not going to lie, Winter Soldiering this crap and the Winter Soldier, and I'm referencing the Winter Soldier for a specific reason. And not Winter Soldier, we'll say in Civil War, because that's when this all began. In Captain America Civil War, they showed that the Winter Soldier was controlled via certain word commands that then activated his mind control, okay? Well, his brainwashing. He does the same thing here. In order to reignite Donna's brain, okay, which before it was, hey, you can't see me ever, you can't interact with anything alien or else you will die. Instead, they changed it to, I have to reawaken your memories by saying random words. Just random words. And that's exactly what the doctor begins doing as she is chastising him, saying, just do it already, just do it. And as he's saying words, she begins saying them with him. Continuing on as she then says binary 3 times. I'm mentioning the binary 3 times. After that, she is fully awakened into Dr. Donna. Yep, she's now Dr. Donna. She then begins to chastise the doctor because she gave away her money. she gave away 116 million pounds worth of dollars to charity. Why did she do that? By the way, that was mentioned at the beginning of the episode. They gave away all their money to charity after buying a house. Why did she do that? Well, she did that to be just like him, because apparently her memories and a bunch of her influences and stuff were still being inspired by the doctor. So she chastises him for her making a decision to give away her money. That's right, she does that. Legitimately. Anyways, she then says that she's going to help him stop everything. They begin turning everything off, stopping. She then asks, "Oh my God, how much time do I have left?" Doctor and her both respond at the exact same time, saying 55 seconds. She says, "Well, this was the best 55 seconds of my life because I get to do this," and immediately stops the launch, saving the day. By the way, magically, even though the Earth was, well, I guess being cracked open, a bunch of fiery lines were going all over the place. As it is being shut down, not only is the fire going away and like the launch is stopping, the whole ground's sealing up. And I can't get a good shot of that. I'm not kidding you. The whole ground begins to just seal up all around the fiery cracks that were breaking open. I didn't know that everything's magic now either. Science, I guess it's just magic. Okay. Moving on, Donna then falls into his arms as he begins to die. Meep says, "Well, you're now going to die because my soldiers are coming in." Donna then passes out in his arms. We have this touching moment because you believe Donna's dead. Donna, who just went Dr. Donna, helps save the day, has now died in the doctor's arms. Sad moment. Soldiers come in. Doctor says, "Just kill me. There's no point anymore. Do whatever you want. I don't care." And just as doctor's about to die, we have a switch get flipped. I don't know why it's now a switch, but all the brainwashing and all the control is now gone. I don't know how that worked at all. Legitimately, I don't. I guess it was just a switch this whole time. Man, just imagine if one of these brainwashed guys hit the wrong switch at one point. But yeah, the brainwashing stops. Meep goes like, "What's going on?" And we are revealed that both Donna's alive because guess what? Rose also has Time Lord powers. I shit you not. Rose has Time Lord powers because guess what? The meta crisis that was affecting Donna, okay, because that's what it was, all the Time Lord memories, that was the meta crisis affecting Donna and everything like that. Guess what? Because it was too much for one person to have, because Donna had a child, it then seeped into Rose. That's why Rose is also trans, because the Time Lords can change and everything like that, change their appearance and are not just man, but also women and non-binary and so much more. Because when they are awakening, and Donna's going on her whole like binary moment, okay, I'm shit you not, excuse me. When Donna's saying binary, during one of these moments, Rose speaks up and says non-binary. And her powers awaken as well. His powers, her powers, whatever. It has a dingle dangle, okay? That's all you need to know. They're all happy and everything. And then they say, "Oh my God, all of the memories have been infecting Rose this whole time." Because guess what? The shed that Rose works out of looks a lot like the TARDIS. All the toys that she makes, guess what? They are inspired also by different creatures. You know, we have I don't remember this, but we had a Dalek, we had a Cyberman, we had a werewolf, we had an Ood. It's Ood, right? Yeah, Ood. We had all these creatures that she was making toys of the whole time. And she's like, "Yep, I'm this." And everybody's like, "Oh my God, it's amazing. It's wonderful. Yay." Wheelchair lady comes down randomly comes down. I guess I don't know where the hell she's been this whole time. She had rockets and a whole bunch of guns in her wheelchair. Okay, then. The doctor ends up coming down here to save the day. Meep says, "Well, I'll just blow up my ship and everything, taking everybody else because I still have the ship. I'll just destroy the whole planet, I guess." And the doctor then launches him into space. Well, not into space, launches his escape pod, saving the day. That's all the doctor does. Legitimately. They touch down and everything. Moving on. More of the war soldiers are here. They take away the Meep. The Meep then says, I will escape and everything like that. And I'm going to tell my boss about you because people with 2 hearts are very rare. And my boss is going to want to know more about you as they teleport away. The doctor then turns around and says, and then it starts addressing both Donna and Rose. And this is when we get probably the worst part. Legitimately, because they already established that, listen, the Time Lords are both men and women, and then Rose also said non-binary and so much more. That's why Rose was able to choose whoever she wanted to be. She was able to choose her own gender and stuff because she's part Time Lord and stuff like that. Well, we end up getting this moment where Donna and Rose start saying, listen, we've already worked it out and stuff. There's more to this than just you having to wipe our minds and everything. And if you were still a woman, you'd be able to understand that because male presenting Time Lords don't get it. That is an exact line from the show. Male presenting Time Lords don't get it. They just choose to let go. And that's exactly what they do. They just let go of all their power, basically diminishing the actual end to the Doctor and Donna's run. The reason the decision was so powerful and so poignant and so important, because the Doctor, even though he was best friends with freaking Donna, they were bestest of buddies. They were good friends. You could see in their dynamic because they work very well together. Okay, they work immensely well together, bouncing off each other and everything like that. Having to say goodbye before the Doctor dies and everything because he has to seal up her mind. Now we just find out that she could just let go of the powers the whole time. Just basically queef it away. Queef it away, everybody. So long, superpowers. Yep. So they let go of their powers. Everything's good. Dad says, I told you they're brilliant. Happy day, la la la. They then go to the TARDIS where, Donna's like, oh, Donna and the Doctor are reminiscing of the past, talking about all sorts of cool stuff. Rose says, can I go on a travel? Donna says, no, because you'll end up on Mars with a robotic shark and all sorts of bad things. I believe that is an actual episode, but I don't remember off the top of my head. I'm still rewatching old Who. Well, new Who. Old, whatever. We'll get into that towards the end. Anyways, no, they're not going, but the Doctor then says, well, maybe we should go check for your granddad. Wilford. Let's go look into Wilford and everything like that. And Donna says, you know what? That's a good idea. Mom begins saying, no, you can't go do that. And Donna says, but he'd be so happy. He'd be so happy to see the Doctor again. It would be a wonderful time, He'll love it. And that's exactly what we do. Then we get our first look at the brand. Oh, by the way, no. We end up having Donna talk to her husband saying, you're not going to be jealous, a woman disappearing with a wife disappearing with a random man into a box, you're not going to be jealous. And the dad goes like, normally, yes, but with him, wonder what that means. Oh yeah, because he's not threatened, because he doesn't care. And the Doctor gives what is that face about? What's going on here? But now we get our first look at the brand new TARDIS, and my God, is it bland. By the way, it's wheelchair accessible. Just a ton of ramps. We have the Doctor running all over the place, being like, oh my God, it's fantastic and wonderful and amazing. And compared to all the past TARDISes, I'll say this, it's better than Jodie's TARDIS, but it's still not great. It's just so bland and empty looking. Oh yeah, by the way, colorful lights, pretty lights. Yeah. Anyways, they begin reminiscing and stuff. And the problem with this, okay, because I'll be honest, this scene here, not that bad. But the problem is, we just had them demean him for being a man again. Demean him for being a male-presenting Time Lord. So this whole back and forth, mix in with this whole episode of propaganda, diminishing the Doctor, treating everything like crap, treating past Doctor Who lore like crap, like it didn't happen, makes this moment that's supposed to be sweet and good and nostalgia bait, obviously, just feel hollow and sad. And I don't even want to deal with it. I didn't care what was talking because they're reminiscing about the past, talking back and forth, saying how much they like each other, how they're excited to go on one more trip together. and everything. Yeah, it's just wonderful. By the way, as a coffee maker now, Doctor makes her a perfect cup of coffee just the way she likes it. And she says, oh, by the way, I have to be very careful. Last time, the way I lost my job, because apparently she lost her job, was by spilling coffee on a computer. So she lost her job. Mentioning that for a reason. They're talking about moving on and stuff, doing all sorts of things. And, Donna then says, you know what, maybe you should come around more. You could come to tea, you could come to dinners, you could come watch Robin do her plays. Actually, don't do that. She's an awful actor. I don't know how to tell her about that. That's the one line in this whole thing I agree with. Legitimately, that's the one line in this whole episode I 100% agree with, is Donna saying that her daughter has awful acting abilities, because it's 100% true. Anyways, they continue talking and everything, and I don't remember exactly what gets told here, but then randomly, I shit you not, randomly, because even the angles and everything don't make sense, Donna has her coffee here and goes like, well, we're talking about something randomly, and goes like, oh my god, I just spilled it. It looks like she just throws the coffee into the TARDIS console, causing a massive chaotic outburst, fire everywhere. TARDIS randomly goes someplace. They don't know where, and that's the end of the episode. But don't worry, guys, because here next week we have another episode of this, so we get to see where they go next. Then we have another episode after that where we'll eventually see the Celestial Toy Maker, played by Neil Patrick Harris. That's going to be wonderful. At the end of the day, I don't really care. I'm going to keep watching this because I am so sickened by what RTD did. I'm so sickened by the fact that he cares more about the message above all else. He cares more about his whole story, his whole diatribe, his whole ideas of how things should work. Turning this episode into a pure, blatant trans allegory and trans propaganda is just awful. Okay, I'm sick and tired of this. And this was the worst episode I have ever seen of Doctor Who. This is the worst thing that has ever happened to Doctor Who. Disney's involved, by the way. Disney's also in controlling power. But I actually lay this at the feet of RTD. I do not care if Disney's involved. I simply say, RTD, you did this. You did not care about anything before. I get it, okay? Your husband passed away. That is highly sad and awful, okay? I feel horrible for that. But what you did here was destroy years upon years of things solely for your propaganda. And it sickens me. But I'm going to leave it there, guys. Let me get your guys' thoughts on all this down in the comments below. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, share it out with friends, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell for every time I put out a new video and go live. And I'll see you all on the next one. Bye for now.